Hi everybody, thanks for coming to my channel. I am Foxy the drama teacher. So last night the school board made a decision that in the fall we are going to be 100% distance learning, much like we were in the spring. So I am kicking up my channel into high gear because it's going to contain a lot of videos that you guys will be able to reference while we're doing our distance learning classroom instruction this fall. One video that actually got requested to me by a Facebook group was to create a video on how to record yourself on film. And since now that we know that we're definitely going to be 100% distance learning in the fall, I suspect a lot of you are going to need to know how to record yourselves on camera, because how else do you practice your acting and get feedback from your teacher or turn in assignments if you can't videotape yourself, whether you are singing or acting or playing a musical instrument or reciting the periodic table or giving all the numbers of pi that you have memorized, 3.14159, that's all I know. And so these are some helpful tips for you for how to record yourself. First and foremost, you want to pick a room and an environment that has a nice blank wall to it. You don't want to have pictures of your traveling life. You don't want to have your wedding pictures, especially if you're in high school. You don't want to have your wedding pictures on the wall. You don't want to have anything behind you that could potentially be distracting to whoever is watching the film or your video. So you want to have a nice blank wall. Second, you may have noticed I have only recorded myself from about here up. What's really important when you are recording yourself on film is that whoever is watching can really see your facial expressions, can see some of your body shape and body type, and that they can see your hair color. They don't need the whole full body image. If they ask for a full body photo, take one, take a selfie and send them one. But unless they ask for a full body video recording, the best rule is only to do what I call a 3/4 shot. If you're ever looking to record yourself for a video audition, you can click on the link above and I'll link the video up there that goes into some very specific information on how to record yourself for a video audition. This video is just really the basics on what type of camera to use and how to set up your camera and where to record yourself. So like I said before, I'm recording myself actually in the attic of my house, and it's a room that has a lot of natural, nice lighting. You may have seen other videos where I'm in my kitchen or I'm in my bathroom, which has more artificial lighting, but this area I like, especially for recording videos, not only because there's a nice blank wall here, but because there's a lot of nice natural lighting. Second, you want to, or third, I'm not even keeping track of count. I think every single one of these will be second. But next is that you want to have some sort of microphone device. The camera that I'm using, which is just my phone, is probably 10 feet away from me. I have it zoomed in, that way you can just see the part of my body that I want you to see for this video. And so if I had to rely on the microphone on the phone or on the recording device, you would hear my HVAC system going. If my cat came up the stairs and started meowing at us, you would hear her interrupting whatever I'm saying. And so I have used a pair of AirPods. I just have them in my ears. I'm sure you've seen them in all my videos. I wear them to help me with the microphone and for sound in my videos like that. So if you have any sort of AirPod or portable microphone device you're gonna want, or Bluetooth device, you're gonna want to use that to help you record your sound. Next, as opposed to counting which number we're on, you're gonna want to make sure that your camera is stable. So I don't recommend you have someone holding the camera and recording you directly. I recommend that you prop the camera up on something. In my case, I have purchased a tripod. I'm pointing to it like you can see it. Look at my tripod. I'll show you it here in just a minute. I purchased a tripod from Amazon. It was about $25. It came with this little keychain key fob thing, and what this does is this enables me to start and stop the video recording from where I'm standing. So rather than have to walk all the way forward to push record and then come all the way back to start my video, I have just a button and I can push the button and it will start the recording, and then I can like discreetly hide the button and then start my recording, and then I can stop the recording from the same way. It has an option for iOS, for Apple or Mac machines, and then it also has an option for Android, so you can choose whichever one of those devices you have for this tripod. You can use the tripod without the Bluetooth thingy, and in all reality, what I do, you've never seen me click the button to start or to stop the video, and that's because I also use video editing, which I'll get into in just a minute. Okay, so make sure you have a nice clean wall. Make sure that you have a well-lit room. Make sure you're only recording yourself from the waist up or from like the hip up. Make sure that your camera is steady and that you're using some sort of a tripod or some sort of device where your camera is stationary and unmoving. You also want to make sure that you are recording yourself in landscape. A lot of times if you're taking selfies or taking pictures of a friend or recording a TikTok, you will have your phone in portrait, which is up and down. That's the most, I think, natural thing to do. We all have our phones up and down when we're texting or emailing or Instagramming. But for recording, you want to make sure that you have the camera in landscape mode. Whoever's going to be watching this video will likely be watching it from a computer, and so you want to make sure that it is landscape. Then you can trim it and crop it as necessary to make sure that you get the exact right view that you want to use. When you are recording yourself, you want to make sure that you have chosen the right hairstyle, the right makeup, and the right clothing for your filming. I have an entire video, which I'll link above, on audition preparation, which goes into how to do makeup for an audition, how to do your hair for an audition, how to pick an outfit for an audition. And while that's specific to an audition, it also is universal for recording yourself on film. You generally record yourself on film for a number of reasons. First and foremost being for an audition. Second might be for a reel, which will lead to an audition, or someone may cast you directly from your reel. So choosing hair, makeup, and clothing that is very true to you, very natural, very authentic is important. So for today, my hair is the same as it is in almost all of my videos. I would not want to go over the top or go out of my way to make my hair something that it's not. My hair is brown, my hair is straight. If I got a job and my hair was not still brown and still straight, the casting director would be like, we casted you because you had long straight hair, and now you're coming to us with curly hair because your hair is naturally curly and you flat ironed it for your audition. That is a big, big no-no. You do not want to get headshots taken. You do not want to record yourself on film or on camera portraying anything other than your true self. If you have naturally curly hair, embrace it in your headshots, embrace it on camera. If you have naturally straight hair like I do, don't spend hours and hours trying to curl your hair, trying to give it more volume than it has. Because if you get into that first day on set or first day in the theater, or you're working with a hairstylist and they're having all this kind of trouble, and they're gonna call your bluff. They're gonna call you out on the fact that you misrepresented yourself in your headshot or on camera or in your audition. I cannot tell you the number of times I was cast in a role directly from my headshot. No in-person audition, no on-camera audition. I sent them my headshot, I sent them my resume. I got a call from my agent that I got the gig. And so if I showed up for that job with hair that was not representative of what was true in my headshot, that would be a false representation. And I'm not saying you can't change your hair. I'm not saying you have to always keep your hair the same cut and the same color. If you want to change your hair, that's great, that's fine. Have at it, go to town. But then you need to get new headshots taken. You need to do a new reel. You need to refilm whatever audition, film, whatever video that has become your go-to or your standby. The same thing is true with your weight. If you gain a lot of weight, if you lose a lot of weight, you will need to re-record yourself. You will need to get new headshots taken. The same is true for age, and I'm so sorry. I'm apologizing to myself because I'm in my mid-30s. I cannot use the headshots I had taken in my early 20s. I just don't look the same.
Okay guys, so here we are. Now I'm going to show you a bunch of things not to do. Number one, I know the whole numbers thing again, right? But number one, don't do this. I'm holding my phone. I have it in reverse mode, which means I'm using the selfie camera as opposed to the camera on the other side of my phone. That's a much better quality camera. So I'm using the selfie camera, I'm holding it, and I'm recording myself. Big no-no. This does not give a great representation of myself. It doesn't give a good representation of my figure, of my hair, of my skin. It's way too close. And so don't hold the phone. Even if you turn, look at that. Even if you turn it sideways, I can't even do that. Then it still is just your head and then the whole rest of your house. So don't do that. This is the tripod that I use for recording, and it's really great because it has this little thingy at the, I hurt my thumb, so sad. This little thingy at the top expands if I want to hold my phone portrait-wise, or if I want to hold my phone landscape-wise, it will accommodate that. You can also turn this little knobby thingy in the back, and then this turns so that I can have my phone at any angle that I want to. Lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. And then it also has all of these little clippy thingies. So if I want to put my tripod on a table, then I can lower it and make it really itty bitty. And then I'll tighten all of these things. And then it is a nice little tripod ready to go on my table. Like I said, I bought this for $20, $25 on Amazon, and it's great for recording yourself because it keeps the camera steady. It also came with that little remote control that I mentioned, and I can use it for any sort of configuration that I have.
The last thing I want to talk to you guys about today with regard to filming yourselves on camera is editing. I cannot stress editing enough. How many times on my YouTube videos do you guys see just a little pause or a little cut or a little flash? That's because I cut out anytime I say or I realize that I do things like a lot with my face and with my mouth, which is super annoying if you do it all the time. So I often will edit, I will always edit my videos. You don't ever see me click to turn a video on. You don't ever see me click to turn a video off. You just have me standing here and saying hello as if I had someone on the other end of the camera pushing record while I stood here. Even though now I've let you in on my little secret that you know I have a tripod and a remote control and that I'm not using anyone else at all. So there are several different applications or video editing tools you can use. If you have an iPhone, iMovie is free. It is a software that comes with your iPhone. I have never personally used iMovie before, but last year in my Theater 3-4 class, we did a whole film unit, and my kids were asking for what types of editing software to use, and a whole bunch of them used iMovie, and they were blown away by how user-friendly and how intuitive it was. My school also pays for a subscription to a software editing tool called WeVideo, and that is the one that I use for all of my YouTube videos and for all of my editing purposes. It is, I'm sure, just as easy, just as user-friendly as iMovie, but it is not iOS or Mac or Apple specific. So WeVideo is a great tool to use for editing videos. You can put a video in there, you can chop it up, you can shrink it down, you can fast forward, you can slow it down. If you've ever seen any of my videos where I am getting ready for something, or I'm blow drying my hair, I'm doing my makeup, I will, like my makeup tutorial, my stage makeup tutorial, for example, which I'll link above if you're curious to see what that looks like. There are sections when I fast forward because I'm doing makeup all over my whole face and I don't need the viewer to sit there and watch the minute and a half it takes to apply foundation. So what do? I cut out that one section, shrink it down, and then I fast forward it so that it is not painful to watch. I'm not saying that you edit out a monologue. If you are videotaping yourself for an audition, you don't want to edit that performance piece. You want it to be from start to finish flawless. But if you are like, if you slate and then you hiccup, or if you slate and then you get stung by a bee, then you can edit out the stuff in between when you slate and when you actually go into your audition piece. Your audition piece should not be edited, even though you do multiple takes on film and multiple takes for TV or multiple takes for a commercial. You might be submitting a video audition for a play or for something where they want to see your ability to do something in one long take. So for a minute or 2 minute audition monologue, don't edit that. If you mess up, stop and start over. Those are my favorite words, stop and start over. But if you are recording something else, you want to trim the beginning and the end pieces so that it looks a little bit more polished, a little bit more professional. I am not using any professional equipment. There's no reason why you need to go out and spend a lot of money on something that will serve the same purpose as something more inexpensive. Get yourself a cheap tripod or prop your phone up on a ladder or prop your phone up on something just to keep it still and keep it steady. You don't even need a tripod. And then go forward, push the play button, come back, and then just edit that out in your finishing, polishing process. All right, I hope that you are now a little bit more comfortable recording yourself on camera and that you found these tricks and tips helpful with how to pick a good spot, what to wear, and how to position and orient the camera. And then last and most important, make sure you are not afraid to edit. All right, guys, that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Bye. I'm not gonna edit this part out. See, look, I just reached over to grab my thing to stop the videotape. Edit that out. I won't for the purpose of this video, but I would edit it out for all my other videos. I'll see you guys.